We're going to talk about invention, the kids show, and Nikola Tesla. Really? That's not even his name. No, you know, the utterly insane, fantastically brilliant, simply eccentric, heartbreakingly tragic, and dare I say it, positively electric Nikola Tesla. There he is. Now, long story short, Tesla is known for fighting Thomas Edison, being a tremendously odd person, inventing just about everything electricity related almost ever, and yet still dying penniless in a hotel. Nikola Tesla was delightfully insane and in the best way possible, like the Robin Williams of science. He couldn't enjoy food unless he was able to calculate its volume first, and he insisted on having 18 napkins at mealtime. And he was obsessed with all things electricity. And so thanks to Nikola Tesla, we have all these cool things like radio and alternating current and plasma globes. But these eccentric, obsessive scientists aren't all solar power and cancer cures. In 1935, Tesla was goofing off with a toy that caused things to resonate. He'd get one thing in his room to resonate, and then another, and then on a lark, he attached it to an iron structural support just to see what would happen. Well, the structure of his building vibrated so hard it caused a localized earthquake in downtown New York. Another time, Tesla was out in Colorado. His latest obsession was a worldwide wireless system. Like that's ever going to happen. But Nikola, don't you need a lot of power for that?
Why, yes, Laura, which is why I've created a 4 million volt transmitter.
Seriously. He fired that thing up, and lightning arresters started bridging electrical arcs 12 miles away. And just for a little context, while Tesla was goofing off with his weird napkin quirks and occasionally causing earthquakes, the Spanish flu killed 3 to 6% of the global population. Yeah, global. So, I've been thinking about trade-offs in pure science lately, you know, invention for the sake of invention. And if your goal is to go to the moon, that's awesome. You'll explore uncharted moonlands, and you'll find unexpected geological formations, and you will discover what are literally new horizons. And goodness knows you'll develop 1,000 technologies just to get there. Technologies that can be reapplied elsewhere on Earth. But what does it mean to pursue that? Why do you want to go to the moon when there are 15,000 children diagnosed with leukemia every year? You know, I'm a Silicon Valley tech kid. I put a lot of stock into research, and I've been raised on pursuing knowledge for knowledge's sake. But when there's a finite amount of time and a finite amount of money in the world, is pursuing knowledge for its own sake the right way to spend what you have? I don't know the answer, but I don't think there really is one single definitive answer, and I think it's a question that we need to explore, and we'll have all sorts of different opinions and perspectives and ideas, and that discussion, that conversation, that's valuable. For fish and ships, these kids will have to deal with that question too, because they have June, and June is on the island presenting these kids with this conflict, and she's young, and she's impulsive, and she's oblivious, and she's insatiable, and she's pursuing science for the sake of science, and I love her for that. I grew up on the outskirts of Silicon Valley coding websites and splicing jellyfish DNA into E. coli, and I love science. And that's June, and she's pulling electric eels into tanks, and she's burning the mineral deposits in the caves, and she's building flying machines. Because she can, and because she wants to see what will happen if she does. And it's funny because there is so much value in what she does. But not only does she not see that value, it's not what motivates her in the least. She wants to know entirely for the sake of knowing, and she knows that's a worthwhile investment in and of itself, even when it comes at a cost. Needless to say, the kids are happy to have filtered water and soap and the many happy accidents that June's discovered. Gabriel would be next to useless without the glass lenses that June's created. But not all of these accidents are happy, and when Duncan wants water for irrigation and June is pulling it from the river just to see what happens when she mixes it with the 7 different kinds of cave fungus she found last week, things aren't always easy. Nothing goes perfectly in their world or in ours. But just like us, these kids need that creative spark, her drive to invent for the sake of invention, to push the human race forward. June's a misfit, a round peg in a square hole, a crazy one through and through, direct to a fault and obsessed, but an unmistakable genius. I am not a genius, not even close. My name is Laura, and this is my Maker Show, a show I am putting out as I develop an animated kids show called Fish and Chips. And I'm posting on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, so please like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate all the engagement. Thanks for watching.